Good morning, everyone, Andy. Right. So let me repeat once what has been happened yesterday for 5 minutes. Right. A class can hold multiple constructors without any restriction. But constructor is executed based on constructor call. For one object creation, you can execute one constructor. If there are 3 constructors are available, I created 3 different objects. So constructor is one-time executable component for one object creation. It's a statement. Constructor is a method having the same name of the class. Means a constructor is a method behavior indirectly. Method means don't use naming convention again. Sir, method means lowercase, no sir. Why constructor uppercase? That question is not there here. So constructor is a method, meaning is behavior is a method. Constructor must be called for execution because method is called for execution. There's a connection between this constructor and method. So we say that constructor is a method having the same name of the class and executed while object creation because constructor call is available in object creation syntax attached with new keyword we say. Means new followed by class name means constructor call. Sir, new keyword not there means constructor call not there. That's the meaning behind it. While you are declaring constructor, we must not use return type separately. Void constructor, int constructor. You must not write it. Your other set. Sorry, if I write it, what happened? Constructor becomes a normal method behavior. That's the information. So we must not declare return type because their already class name is there. It is a class return type. That's the information there. Based on this parameter, constructors are categorized into 2 types. Constructor without parameter, constructor with parameter. Here, 2 diagrams are there for you already. The constructor which is declared without parameter is known as 0 parameter constructor or constructor without parameters. That is a behavior. So constructor is executed while object creation. Method is executed after object creation. To show that I took a diagram number 1. Constructor from the object executed only once, but method can be executed any number of times by calling with the object name. That one I written there. ob.display indicates you can call the method from the object any number of times. So sir, if we construct one class without any parameters, then the compiler at compilation stage will add one constructor without parameters known as default constructor. It's a theory. In what situation default constructor will come means, they said no, if the class is declared without any constructor, default constructor will come. That point you have to remember it. If any constructor is there in the class, default constructor will not come. That's the point. Now this is for method with parameters, sorry, constructor with parameters anyway. The constructors which are declared with parameters are known as parameterized constructors or constructors with parameters. We pass parameter to constructor while method call because, sorry, while object creation. Sorry, Andy. We pass parameter to constructor while object creation because constructor call is available in object creation syntax. So whatever I'm speaking, hope I recorded, I think. We pass parameters to the parameterized constructor while object creation because constructor call is available in object creation syntax, and some diagram here. And there I took multiple constructors. No, I made a statement. These are theories. So finally, what is the advantage of constructor? Make it. Constructors are used. Constructors are used to initialize instance variables. Constructors are used to initialize instance variables while object creation. Constructors are used to initialize instance variables while object creation. And which saves the execution time. Constructors are used to initialize instance variables while object creation and which saves the execution time and generate high performance. Underline, used to initialize instance variables. Underline that statement. Used to initialize instance variables. Now, instance variables available in the class are available in the object. Simply you can say constructor is used to initialize object because the variables are available in the object only. No, we can say initialize object. Initialize means loading the data or assigning the data. You can call it as initialize, right? Sir, how it saves the memory? I want to know, sir. For that, types of object initialization means in how many ways you can initialize the object. If not, in how many ways you can load the data to instance variables. Make it types of object initializations. Types of object initializations. Object initialization can be done in three ways. Object initialization can be done in three ways. Three ways. Initializing object using constructor. Initializing object using setter methods or setter method. Using setter methods. Initializing object using object name, or you can say object reference. Better object name, using object name. There are three ways for the developer to initialize instance variables, nothing but to initialize object. Now, take one by one small programs for clarity purpose, because we are leaving constructor now and entering into next chapter. Just for clarity purpose, we write. Right. Make it. We use constructors to initialize instance variables. We use constructors to initialize instance variables, known as, that concept we known as initializing object using constructor. We say that concept we call it as initializing object using constructor, we say. Right, look here. Suppose to demonstrate this now, I am taking one small program. Same program I'll write for 3 times. User 1, user 2, user 3. I'll take one subclass. The subclass name I will take it. 3 programs I will take it. User 1, user 2, user 3, like this. One I'll do with constructor. One I'll do with a setter method. One I will do with accessing with the object name. Already you tried accessing with object name already, but 3 are there. Choices. Clear. Right. I am taking demo conf4. I am taking the program. Demo conf4. I am taking main class. So always we save the program with demo conf4.java. Here I will take one class, subclass, some user 1, I will take it. Subclass I will take it. Here I will take 2 parameters, so 2 variables, string, username I will take it, and password I will take it. Username and password. Now void get user means get user details. Anyway, from day one onwards you are using that method now, getter method. Getter method daily I'll written now get product, get book I written now. Actually why I'm writing like this means you can write any method name, no problem. When you complete your core Java and come to advanced Java, setters and getters, the introduction will be done. Their bean objects will come in servlet. Pojo objects will come in Hibernate. Spring beans will come in Spring and web service. Their rules are there. While you are constructing a class, you must use getter and setter, their rules. But that much of huge rules we cannot keep in core Java because students are new to this course now. Because always we write a single method, get product. Means using that method, we are getting the data outside. That's all. And just for light, student should understand very light first. So getter method means which is used to get the data from the object. Setter method means which is used to set the data to the object. That only concept. Setting data to the object is initializing object. Means loading data to object. That's the concept. If you want to load the data to the object, how many ways are there for the developer? Means 3 ways. That only meaning. That all I'm trying now. So I had 2 variables in the object now. They are instance variables, of course. They are with a static keyword, non-static, sorry, without static keyword, no, we call it as what now? So this is instance variables. I said no one point to you. When you are discussing the syllabus, static, non-static will be there. When you are doing a practical, always non-static only. Always non-static variable, non-static method, object creation, that only, practical. But when you are analyzing, 2 parts are there. Static is there, non-static. That is for theoretical analysis of the subject. Static also we use it. But in real time, your project will say that point to you. In project, they'll say, please take the variable in the class, then static. Please take the method in the class, then static. If they don't say anything, take the method and variable as objects, unless the project specify. So here all the practices will be in the form of non-static only. So here variable is instance variables. Now system.out.println, this you are printing some user details you are printing. Because I took only 2 variables for easiness, I took 2 variables anyway. Now system.out.println some username. Some username. Now system.out.println here password here password. Now this is one class now. Okay, right? Here I am taking import java.util.scanner. Whenever we want to read data from the keyboard, scanner will come. If we don't want to read the data from the keyboard, scanner not there. Since 2 days, scanner not there. Observe. Because we are understanding the behavior of constructor. Syllabus is going on. Concept. What is constructor? How many ways are there? How it, the concept is, when the concept is going on, scanner not needed. Because we are not reading the data from the keyboard. When you want to read the data from the keyboard, scanner. That scanner also available to you only in core Java. When you cross core Java, scanner not there. Scanner class will support you only in core Java to read the data. When you cross core Java, scanner class not there. Here also, in the last 2 days, sir, we never used scanner class because data is not coming from the keyboard. But here, I am trying to read the data from the keyboard. So, I am asking scanner class to come. I am creating object. So, scanner yes is equal to new scanner of system.in. I am reading username now. System.out.println. Enter the username. Enter the username. So I'll take some local variable un. Some username is equal to yes dot next line. Now system dot out dot println. Here enter the password. Enter the password. Here string password is equal to yes dot next line. So we are reading the data to local variables. We are reading the data to local variables un and pw, local variables of main method. Yes or no? Right. Now here I am creating object user1 some ob is equal to new user1 here. Of course, this is constructor call. Yes or no? Right. Their constructor available or not available? Here constructor available or not available? Not available. When it is not available, default will come or will not come? Will come. From today you can observe it now, right? If we declare one class without constructor, compiler will add default constructor. So here constructor calls are, but their constructor not there, but compiler is going to add one constructor without parameter known as default constructor. Remember it from today. Okay, right? Now, after this one, ob dot get user. I am calling the method. This is one method call. So I called one method now. Now look here. Whenever I run this program, null values will come. Yes or no? Na? Can you imagine it? See, what is the answer will come? Answer will, username, passwords will come or will not come? Right, see there. Now, demo 129. I started one batch now 1:30. By 9 o'clock I started. And Monday onwards I'm starting programming there. Right? Okay. Demo. Last 3 classes over and today I'm starting the syllabus part. Same process. That will be the backup batch to you. Means if any concept missed here, you can come and sit by 9 o'clock. Right, same room will be there. Here I changed the room. Yesterday it crashed to 200. I changed the room. Right, okay. Look here. Java C. If you are not understanding in this room, you can come and sit by 9 o'clock. That will be 15 days back will be there for you. Means back 15 to 3 weeks or 2 weeks back will be there. Any in the future, any hard concepts are there. If you cannot properly followed, offline people, you can come and sit there and listen it. What concept is going, if you want to know, you can ask me. I'll say which concept is going there. Right? You can see that concept and you can listen it. Right? That flexibility is there for you. Correct. Okay. Java C. Now demo conf4.java. Demo conf4 only, no? Right. Now, see the answer. Enter the username now. nit.v, password mzu672. Null value. Why null value? Few people did not get the imagination already, right? So imagination not coming means you're not properly preparing. Object different, local variable different. Now you have to load from that. See there, all of you observe this. Here in this program, I created scanner. First line that only know scanner. So leave it. You know the scanner object, you know all that, leave it. Okay, right. This is UN and password. So these are variables. Now, somewhere UN is equal to NIT not to be. Password is equal to MZU672. So these are local variables. Local variables of main. Yes or no? Yes or no? Na? All of it clear in this point? Right. Okay. Now these are the local variables of main. Conclusion, and you have to reactivate the theory of variable, method, block concept. We are leaving them alphabets. We are entering into packages. When you enter into the packages, immediately package strings will come. Strings, wrapper class, reference, inheritance, interface, abstract class, inner classes, exceptionally. You cannot touch the next level again. If anybody misses that level, again you have to start the Java. No other choice, because you cannot understand. Already observed that within 2 weeks, the course is going out of your hands already, because level is coming now. It is coming because next level we are entering already. Next week we are entering into next level. Strings is coming. Once the strings comes, 3-4 concepts will be linked to strings. Automatically within 2 weeks, 80% of core Java will be in your hand. That's the point. So these conclusions you have to understand today. So these two are local variables. Okay. I am creating object. I am creating one object. User1 OB is equal to new user1. That is object creation, no? Right. Sir, for this, one object is created. This is object. Object creation, no? Right. Imagine it like this, one object. Sir, this is object. 0x222 object. Now, object will hold instance members, no? Right. Okay. While object creation, instance members will get the memories. Means what? Username, password. Sir, username will come. Here username. Username value not there, no. So default value will come to that username. What is the default value of string now? Null. String default value null. Integer default value 0. Float default value 0.0. Now password here. One more variable. I took password. Password is equal to null. Now this method also instance method, sir. This also instance method only. Yes or no? Na? Instance method means object. Sir, get user method also available there only, sir. So get user. This is get user. Void get user. Get user. After this one now, this address will be loaded onto OB. All of understood this? Right. Now, is there any data available in the object now? No. The data is available in the local variables. The data must be loaded to instance variables. These are the instance variables now. Understood this fine now, right? Now you have to load the data from local variable to instance variables. To load the data from here to there, we had three ways. That only. Using constructor, you can load it. Using setter method, you can load it. Using object name, you can load it. That only three ways. Understood this fine now? There is a three way. That only initializing the object. How can you load the data to object? That only concept. As a code writer in Java, you had three options. You can load with constructor. You can load with a setter method. You can load with the object name. Understood or not now? Now the object variables are empty. They don't have any data because null values are there. So what you done now immediately, sir, after object creation, I called that method. I called the method. I called it as ob.getUser. I called. Whenever I said ob.getUser, the method came out for execution. This method came out for execution. When this method came out for execution, it displays the empty values now. Yes or no now? The method will display username and password. In username and password, what is there now? Null value is there. So the answer is null value. Understood now? Right. Now we have to initialize it. Now you have to initialize that. All of you got this point now, right? Right. Sir, okay, sir. I will initialize the variables. Whenever I want to initialize the variables, I can take the support of constructor. I can take the support of constructor. So declare one constructor in user1. Declare one constructor in user1. Got it right? See there. I am declaring one constructor in user1. This one. User1, I am declaring one constructor. This constructor with parameters. So how many parameters I took? Means two parameters. Sir, why you took two parameters? Because I want to load the data to two instance variables. I want to load the data to two instance variables. I took two parameters. Now I want to load this A onto username. So A must be string. A must be what now? String. Because A is loading onto username. Username is string. So A, you also must be string. Now B, you are loading onto password. You also must be string. Now what happened now? So here, username is equal to A. Username is equal to B. Password, right? Okay. Password, this is password. Password. Now I am using one constructor to load the data now, right? I must call this constructor anyway. So your constructor call is there now. Yes or no? Now you call the constructor and pass parameters. Constructor call with parameters. Now pass that parameters. So what are the parameters you are passing now? UN, comma, password. I'm sending or not now? Now the constructor will take that username password from the main method and load it onto object. Understood this point now? Now the constructor will take that username password as a parameter and load it onto the object. Now let me run it. The same program, I will run it. NIT.V MZU67. Can you see the answer? Understood now? So what is the advantage of constructor now? Constructors are used to initialize instance variables. Understood this point or? Constructor advantage is constructor runs while object creation. Diagram is there no yesterday? Yes or no? Na? In the diagram, what is the information? Why I drawn the diagram yesterday? To give a information to the student. Constructor is running while object creation. Now that constructor executed while object creation. Constructor executed while object creation. When the component is executed while object creation, the execution time is part of object creation time. The execution time is part of object creation time. Understood this point now? You observed me or not, I don't know. Before me coming only, they will initialize my system. They'll keep everything ready and they knows I'll come by 7:10, 7:15, sometimes 7:20. Because I'll be in this room till night 8:30, I'll be here only. Because I'll be checking the projects up to 8:30. Because sometimes I'll come late morning. 10 I'll come. Within 7:20, I'll come. They know Venkatesh are 5-10 minutes here and there. So they'll keep my initialization to save the time now. After coming me, again they are running, again the miking means again 10 minutes will be wasted. Means what? Part of object creation only constructor runs. That is advantage. So part of object creation syntax, object creation when time will be there, 2 milliseconds, 3 milliseconds, some time will be there. Within that time only constructor runs and load the data. That is advantage. So in this program, suppose I took the support of constructor. Imagine here one constructor is there. Imagine. UN password. So I am passing this username here. I am passing this password here. Password here. Now imagine it, one constructor is called user1 A comma B. Now they will take the values. This uname will be taken here. This password will be taken here. I am drawing a rough diagram only. Anyway, you are understanding, no? Right. Now, this in this constructor, what I done now? This is constructor, imagine it. Here, I took username is equal to A, password is equal to B. I done it. Automatically, data is updated. Using constructor, the data is that only initializing object using constructor. In this process, constructor is executed while object creation and save the time. Understood this point now, right? Save the time. So wherever the flexibility is there, there you can use this constructor. So here it is updated now. So NIT.V updated. And here password, that is MZU67. So I am using constructor to initialize instance variables. All of you clear this point? Understood now, right? See, how to take constructor now? See, sir, here how many parameters are there? Part of constructor, you must take the parameters and load it. We pass parameters to this constructor while object creation. While object creation. It's a theory now. This is constructor with parameters. Constructors with parameters. It's a theory. So we use constructors to initialize instance variables, known as initializing object using constructor. Constructors are used to initialize instance variables while object creation, and which saves the execution time and generate high performance. Execution time will be decreased. Sir, what are the other ways now? If constructor not there, what is the other ways? We go with the second category, using setter method, like this. Here, example program. Here, user 1.java. Sorry, total program name, no, right? Demo con4.java. The output is normal only anyway, reading and displaying. I'll paste that diagram there. This is the diagram. So here we are taking the support of constructor to load it. Right. Hope you understood, I think. Right. See there. What is the second process now? Second process means using setter method. Using setter method. Just converting your constructor into method. Just you are converting into constructor into method and calling that method after object creation. Right. Make it. So second one, initializing object using setter method. The process of declaring setter method and initializing instance variables. The process of declaring setter method and initializing instance variables is known as initializing object using setter method. Down I'll write the definition about setter method anyway. In the place of constructor, we are going to use setter method. Right. Now look here. Now in this program now, observe it. Same program only. I am saving this program as demo conf5.java. I'll keep this name as 2. User 2, I will take it. I changed the class name as user 2 anyway. Now see there. Sir, instead of this constructor, take one method, that is void set user, roughly. Because I use the name get user, now I am using set user. Okay, right, set user. So this is one method. Sir, this method also instance method. Also instance method. Here, don't pass the parameter while constructor because you are not using parameterized constructor. Understood this? Right. Now, after object creation has been completed, I am calling the method ob.set user. I am passing parameter username and password. This is method call. After object creation has been completed, I am calling one method and giving the parameters. That's called setter method. So what this setter method will do now, sir? This setter method, see there, same output will come. I changed the name to democonf5 here. Democonf5. Username some Alex. Password is A1234. So here the difference is instead of constructor, we use setter method, right? 2 minutes like this. Again, the data is coming to username and password for clarity purpose. 2 minutes I'll draw. Local variable username is equal to Alex. Password is equal to A1234. I took it. You know, these are local variables anyway. Here I am creating object now. User2 OB is equal to new user2. Right. Now we are creating object. When we are creating object for user2 now, this is user2. We are creating object. In this user2 now 0x222. Here we had instance variable username. Username null. Password null. Here 2 methods are there, no? One is setter method, one is getter method. 2 methods are there. Setter method, getter method. One is setter method, one is getter method. Here I'll use one void set user password. Parameters are there. Anyway, I kept dot. So void get user I had. Now this address location loaded onto OB. Like this. After this one, I am calling a method. OB dot set user of uname comma password. Now I am passing the parameter, not now. See there. I am passing this uname. Previously I passed it to the constructor. Now I am passing to the method. That only difference. I am passing to the method. Now the method will come out for execution. The method will come out for execution. I'll finish off the diagram anyway. Here student understands also we draw in core Java like a spoon feeding. But even then the student will forget and come to advanced Java. 90% they'll forget. Again the student will come there, they'll take time, 20 days, 25 days, they'll take time and at last they'll come into advance. They'll learn something. When they come to web service, again same story. they'll come with 0 again. They'll forget it. That is a major problems we are facing with the students. Among that, only 10% are learning. Remaining 90%, what they are doing, we never understand. Up to now, in my 20 years of this Amirpet, I did not understood. What this 90% are doing, we don't know. Only 10% are coming up again. Right? Why I'm speaking that way? Already we are giving a spoon feed to you already. So, object can be initialized in 3 ways. Developer choice, you can use any one. That's all I'm showing. Even you understood that, but I'm drawing that constructor form. Because first diagram constructor form, then now I'm using method form. Why means this is all available in the advance again. Their process is there again. Set user. I am taking A comma B. Now, here I am loading the data. Same. You're already there. I am loading. I'll finish off A. I'll finish off. Now loading here. Now I am loading with method. Instead of constructor, I am loading with method. That only concept. Understood now? Right. So here the time will be increased here. Why the time is increased means object creation completed. After object creation completed, then we are calling one method. The method will come for execution set user. That method will take the variables and load it. To execute that setter method, some time is there. It increases the time or not now. If you use constructor, what happened now? Constructor is saying that my execution time is part of object creation only. That is a constructor advantage. But if you don't use constructor support, if you use setter method, some execution time is increasing. That's all I want to say. You are calling this method once again. It's a theory. After this one, here I'll write it anyway. Lx, write it. Now I'll call this method. So ob dot get user. After that we are calling that. Remaining you understood now? Right. Here we took the support of constructor. User one is a constructor. Executed while object creation. Here I am taking a setter method. Executed after object creation. Definitely execution time is increased. Understood this point now, right? That is the diagrammatical information there. Okay. Now, here example program. Demo constructor 5.java. Same output will come. Just I am keeping one diagram there for using. Sir, what is this setter method and getter method? I want to know, sir, if anybody asked. So, FAQ, define setter methods. The methods which are used to set the data to the object. Set the data to the object means setting the data to instance variables. The methods which are used to set the data to the objects. Set the data to the object are known as setter methods. Setter methods. Define getter methods. Define getter methods. The methods which are used to get the data from the object. The data from the object are known as getter methods. The methods which are used to get the data from the object are known as getter methods. Getter methods. Getter methods and setter methods. Now, the last case. Initializing object using object name. So I don't want constructor, I don't want setter method, I'll access with object name. Object name means what now? ob.username, ob.password, I'll access. Right, okay, see there. The process of initializing instance variables. The process of initializing instance variables. The process of initializing instance variables by accessing using object name. The process of initializing instance variables by accessing using object name is known as, the process is known as initializing object using object name. Right. Now look here. I am renaming this name again. DemoCon 6. Here, don't use any setter method. Remove it. Remove it. Don't use constructor. Don't use a setter method. Okay, right. Now, create object. Here, create object. That is user3 and user3. Now don't use this setter method. What happened now? Sir, access the variable with the object name. Yes or no? Right. So ob dot username is equal to, you are loading the data or not now? ob dot password. I'm accessing with the object name or not? Directly, see there. Load the data onto username which belongs to OB. Load the data onto password which belongs to OB. I used this format to you somewhere. I used or not used? Somewhere I used that format. So you can access with means developer can use any format and no restriction. There are 3 ways available to you. You can use any one. You can access with object name, or you can access with setter name, or you can load with setter name, or you can load with the constructor. Options are there. So anything you can write. As a fresher stage, you can write anything. When the performance tuning comes, time complexity, space complexity, then they will say, don't use setter and object name, go with constructor, it saves the time. But always consider also not preferable. I'll show that case also. Always consider is not preferable. I'll show that case also to you. But up to now, there are 3 choices available to you to initialize. Right, okay. Now here also answer will come. See there, no setter method, no constructor. I am accessing with the object name, directly I am accessing. Right. If I run it, same answer will be coming. I changed my program name to 6, demo con 6. I am running. So some Raj R234. Answer is coming or not now. So process that only, right? Here also one small diagram, because I'll keep it once. Because here I kept constructor, here I kept setter method. Now here no local variables. Observe or not now? No local variables. Sir, directly object creation is there here. Directly object creation is there here. User 3 OB is equal to new user 3. Sir, directly object creation. User 3 OB is equal to new user 3. Sir, object is created. Here one object is coming, object is created. Object no. Some 0x222. Here one username is coming. Username, password. Here only getter method is there. Username null will come anyway. Password null will come. Null will come. Here void get user. Now address location loaded onto there. So object creation ended. After this object creation, I am loading. How I am loading now? Sir, OB dot username is equal to yes dot next line. Here OB dot password is equal to yes dot next line. This process we use in Advanced Java. We access with object names directly. Wherever the object is there, we access. We load with object name, we access with object name. Right? Wherever the constructor flexibility is not there, we go with access with object name. But we should know that is available in the object. We should know. So I am directly loading with object. So here I am loading the data. That only. No constructor, no setter method. I am accessing with object name, that only OB. Understood this point or not now? Directly access or set with object name. So here some Raj is there and here R234. Understood this now? Right. Now you can call that method. Right. OB dot get user. Now, this also better than setter method, not better than constructor. It is better than setter method, not better than constructor. The first priority given for constructor because while object creationally work is done. Right? These two processes performed after object creation. Even setter method also you have to call after object creation. Here accessing also after object creation only. These two works are done after object creation. Okay, right? So highest priority given for the constructors. Right? That's the point here. Anyway, the same program here. Example program here. Demo constructor 6.java and I'll paste that diagram there. Right. All of you understood this concept and says or no to me? Clear? Right. You can load the data with the constructor, or you can load the data with the setter method, or you can load the data with the object name. Right. So which one is flexible? You can use it. In a general practice, you can use anything. No problem. When you come to the project implementations in real time, they'll give the specifications, what to do. But you must know all the processes, you must know. And whatever the project, somebody will be there head to you, or one document will come to you. Based on the document and head, you're going to do the work. No, they will say what to do. Automatically you can do it. But you must know, I can load the data onto one object in 3 ways. Among that, which one is efficient? Interview question, that is initializing object. How many ways you can initialize the object? 3 ways. Using constructor, using setter method, using object name. It's a concept. So which one is high performance? Constructor is high performance. Why? Because constructor executed while object creation. Remaining 2 are not high performance. They'll ask it. No. Because after object creation, I'm doing the work. If I do the work after object creation, I must access the object reference once again. Whenever I want to access the object reference once again, time increases. No? That's the point. In a general practice, you can use anyone. I also will use repeatedly. I'll use constructor, I'll use setter method, I'll use loading. Anywhere, I'll use these 3 processes to load the data to object. Clear everyone? Right. So I want to say this advantage to you. If I say only this advantage, you cannot understand. So to make you to understand that advantage, I took these 3 cases. So remaining 2 are there. If you know, you can understand the advantage of constructor. So they'll ask, define constructor. Constructor is a method having the same name of the class executed while object creation, because constructor call is available in object creation syntax attached with new keyword. What is the advantage of constructor? Constructor will be executed while object creation and initializes the instance variables while object creation and save the execution time and generate high performance. Execution time is decreased, means performance increases, because we write high performance, we write it. Understood this point now, right? Okay. So these are the points under this topic for reading purpose. Right. Now, whenever I started this constructor, I started with one diagram like this. Class can hold variables, methods, blocks, and constructors. Sir, there in the category, variables, static, non-static is there. Maybe primitive or non-primitive or static, non-static is there. In the method also, static, non-static is there. In blocks also, static, non-static is there. What about constructor, sir? You not yet said static, non-static. No, sir, you not yet said. Sir, here static, non-static not there means only non-static will be there. Remember this point. What will be there now? Only non-static will be there, because they'll ask in the interview to you, define static constructor. One question is there. Define static constructor. Student, immediately the constructor which is declared with the static keyword is known as static, and they'll say very seriously. They'll come with good schools with good language, no? They'll speak. The answer is, there is no concept of static constructor in Java. They'll ask the questions which are not available. Because student will prepare and come. I must speak very boldly in that room. They'll prepare and come. He'll be in one frequency. He'll be speaking. He'll touch that. So he'll ask the component which are not available. Define final constructor, not there. Define private constructor is there. Define static constructor, not there. Like this, he'll confuse you and move the mindset into wrong path. That's only interview. Interview is converting your state into wrong path. If not, 16 years education, 1.5 year interview, life is over. How? 16 years, no? LKG, UKG, first class, dot, n number of scoldings, homeworks, tuitions, dot, 41.5 hours, my life is over, sir. One package, one offer letter came. So what they are going to test it? That's very important, right? Okay. In that process, few questions. Among that one question, static constructor. Make it. Define static constructor. At the ending, I'll prepare you. Don't worry. When the subject conclusion comes, I'll speak to you. Define static constructor. Define static constructor. So answer for this question is, you must say, there is no concept of static constructors in Java, because one language is saying that I had a static, that is .NET people. They had a static constructor. We don't have it. Make it. There is no concept. There is no concept of static constructors. Static constructor in Java. There is no concept of static constructor in Java. Headache for us is, when you say the right answer, they'll say why. They'll ask the question why, no? When you don't say the right answer, they'll be happy. When you say the right answer, they'll say why, how, where, when, lifetime. These all questions will come if I say wrong answer. Sorry, if I say right answer. To overcome these all questions, many people are answering wrong answer because only one question will be there now. If I say right answer here, they'll say why. The question is why. They'll ask it. Don't say Venkatesh sir said. Right. The answer is static means class level. Yes or no? Static variable, class. Static method, class. Static block, class. Static constructor means class must be there against the rule. Constructor means while object creation. It cannot be in the class level. Understood this point now? Constructor concept itself, while object creation is the concept. How can you have a static constructor? So my language not supporting. The answer is because static constructor cannot be a class level. Because constructors cannot be a class level. They are executed while object creations. Sir, if I declare static constructor, what happened? He'll ask a question. If I write static constructor, what happened? Compilation error will come. Your compiler will say that grammar not available in your language. Make a statement. There is no concept of static constructor in Java because the constructor cannot be class level. Cannot be class level. Cannot be class level. And constructor means executed while object creation. That is a theory. There is no concept of static constructor in Java because constructor cannot be class level. Constructor means executed while object creation. Then they will ask, if I write static constructor in my code, what happened? In bracket you write compilation error will come. If you try it, compilation error. Compilation error means grammar not available. That's a theory. Compilation error means grammar not available. Static constructor is a compilation error. Means grammar not available in your language. Understood now? Right. So 4 alphabets has been completed among 7. How many alphabets are available in the Java language to you now? 7 alphabets are there to you. Alphabets. How many are there to you? Variables, methods, blocks. So blocks, how many types are there to you? Sir, blocks are 2 types. Static blocks and non-static blocks. You can say instance blocks. You can say instance blocks. Now constructors are how many types now? How many types now? Only one. That is non-static constructor, instance constructor. You can say non-static constructors. You can say instance constructors. You can say. Sir, what about copy constructor? One concept is available in the C++, copy constructor. We don't have concept of a copy constructor. Okay, right. What about destructors? We don't have concept of destructors. C++ terminology, we don't have it. When you listen constructor, okay. If they ask define destructor, we don't have destructor. What you not listen, you say I don't have it. Copy constructor, we don't have it. Destructors, we don't have it. That concept not there in the Java. Okay, right. So only non-static constructors. Clear everyone? Right. Now everybody should read variables, methods, blocks, constructors. They should be fingertips. Understood now? How many variables, how many methods, how many blocks? That theoretical, you must be in the fingertips. Then only you can answer the interviews. Right? So today I have to read more. That 4 alphabets completed. Now we are entering into packages. Before entering into packages, one assignment. Make it. We are under object oriented. See how the process is going on. We came up to 4 alphabets. Still we are under object oriented programming concept. Still going on, no? Right. The process is going on. And we are dealing about class and object still going on. We are under 2 features working. We are still that class object daily, that only know. Right. Still work is going on. So under features, we are under class and object. Still abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance not entered. Here, exception handling, multi-thread, collections not entered. We are concentrating on alphabets. A, B, C, D. I am concentrating. First, you must know the A, B, C, D. No? When you know the A, B, C, D, only I can form the words and sentences more efficiently. So, alphabet training is going on. So, you reached up to 4 alphabets up to now. The 4 alphabets also theoretically should be under your control and ready for the interview. Because within 1 week or 10 days, you are eligible for core Java interview. Within 10 days to within 2 weeks, next 2 weeks, you will be eligible for core Java interview. You can start attending core Java interviews within 2 weeks. You are nearer because string is coming on Monday anyway. When the string comes, automatically eligibility for interview will be increased. Already you know variable, already you know method, already you know block, already you know constructor. Today or tomorrow I am bringing packages with practical training. Monday or Saturday I am going to bring strings. When the string come inside, you will get eligibility for interviews automatically. So in that process, read that 4 components more efficiently. Right. So try one assignment for today. Right. Assignment. Take some subclasses anyway. Already you know that. I am repeating. Employee data. You take one subclass. Use employee ID, employee name, employee designation. Use constructor to load the data. Employee. Use one constructor to set the data. Use one setter method to get the data. Sorry, getter method. To display the data here. Employee address. House number, street name, city, pin code and use one constructor employee address A comma B comma C comma D. Void get employee address. Employee contact mail ID and phone number. Use one constructor employee contact A comma B. Void get employee contact. Employee salary in the employee salary we had basic salary, total salary, right? Employee salary, one constructor, basic salary. Calculate here, calculate and display. Calculate display means both. You are calculating the total salary and display. Okay, right. Now you are taking one main class anyway, that is demo con 7, I think. Demo con 7. This is one main class where we had public static void main. Okay, right. Take how many subclasses are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 subclasses with one main class. Use constructor in all subclasses and load the data. Right? Anyway, and moreover, this will be the last program you are typing with Edit Plus. And today, download Eclipse and come. Right? Today, download Eclipse and come. Tomorrow, packages with IDE Eclipse training will be started. Understood this point? All right. The same program I will type it with IDE Eclipse. Understood now? With the packages I'm going to type it. You practice general income. Read variable, method, block, constructor. Tomorrow revision is there. First 20 minutes. I'm going to make a revision. What has been happened in these 4 components? What has been happened? I'm entering into packages. Maybe tomorrow Friday, I think, right? Tomorrow we are starting packages, and tomorrow practice is how to create Java project using IDE Eclipse. That is tomorrow's training. Okay, right. So download IDE Eclipse and come for today. All of you download IDE Eclipse. So download IDE Eclipse. IDE stands for what now? Integrated Development Environment. So download and keep in your system for today. Before that, read all the theoretical on variable, method, block, constructor, total notes. You read it once and try this assignment. In that assignment also an error will come to you. Try it and come. I'll give the solution to you. Got it right? Can we take a break for today? Right. So tomorrow's class is packages in Java. Right. Thank you very much for today.